Hello, and welcome to tonight's stream. Let me just switch that over. There we go. Live chat's up. So yeah, this is working on chapter 25, and strange realization about it. Which I'll go into later on in the stream. Dr. Clubby, hello, and welcome. Okay, that's very kind of you. I'm glad you enjoy my work. I can't wait to have more of it to release. It's been a while, but making good progress on future chapters. Still waiting for the last element of 22 to come through. But once it does that, it shouldn't be long to finish. But rather than do nothing, I've been working on future chapters, so this is the last scene I need to finish for chapter 25. I just want to drop in and say I really love your SD Empire animations. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying them, and thank you for stopping by. I do not voice Thrawn. I voice Card and Pelion, and I do some of the minor roles, like stuff that's one or two lines. And I do Rook. I also do Kavrak. Yeah. Which is quite fun. Not so good for the throat, though. Floopy, hello, welcome. MTP Toaster, thank you so much. It's fun to bring the books to life. Also new faces today, which is nice to see. Yeah, it's fun because I remember reading the book, listening to the audiobook as a kid, and imagining how things would look, and now I'm bringing what I imagined to life as best as I can. Matthew, hello, my local HMV had a Black Series Mara Jade figure. Let me just have a look, because I want a Black Series Mara Jade figure. Is this the one that's in the fancy Dark Force Rising box? Oakley, so I was distracted looking at Mara Jade action figures. Thank you so much for the support there with the super chat. I do really appreciate that, and it helps with the show. I've got the Black Series Thrawn. So, Black Series are the high quality action figures. They've got a lot of detail on them, and they're reasonably priced. I did see sometime last year they announced they were going to do a Mara Jade one, but I didn't realise it was available yet. I've pre-ordered it from somewhere, but if I might have to. Oh, that's really annoying because I could have gone to HMV today. Never mind. I'll have to keep my eye out. Yeah, so I'm glad that's coming soon. I'll have to check my pre-order status as well. Looking forward to get my hands on it. It'll go nicely next to the Thrawn one I've got. Matthew, hello. Floopy, hello. It's always good to see you. AFK, excellent work on your new Stormtrooper video. As I have to say, it's very wholesome in such a great way. For those who don't know, AFK does some really good Unreal Star Wars videos, so go check out their channel. The latest one's it's really great. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but I really enjoyed it. Anyway, now that excitement for the Mara Jade figure is, well, still there, but I should probably get on and finish decorating this set. It's very basic. Anyway, I shall make plans to hop onto the next stream. Live long and prosper. Nice Star Trek crossover. Every stream, when it's over, is automatically saved to the channel, so you can catch up later. And I do stream almost every Monday night, unless something comes up. So this time next Monday, or technically Tuesday for me, because it's gone past midnight. But yeah, anyway, I need to decorate this scene because it's a jail cell, so obviously there's not going to be a lot in there. But when I did a render of the scene, it looked a little bit too bland. So I feel like maybe we have some vines or something on the walls. I realise that's Klingon. I do not speak any Klingon. Yeah, Matthew, can you elaborate on what the Mara Jade figure looked like? Was it the normal Black Series box, or was it like the one that's made to look like the Dark Force Rising book? Because they did a Luke like that, which is the F to the Empire, and it had the comic cover on it, and Luke's inside, and he's got Nisa Lemiri with him, and he's wearing his comic version story. Roughly translate today is a good day to die. Well, that's a very Klingon saying. Though, if I were to die, I wouldn't be able to finish making this, so I guess there's a bit of a balance there with a standard Black Series box. Okay, well, I'm going to look out for that next time I go to HMV. I knew I should have gone to that one near where I was today. Never mind. Right, so let's try not to be distracted thinking about Mara Jade action figures now. Right, yeah, so I rented this scene out overnight, and it was okay, but I felt like there should be just a little bit more in this room. So I thought that'll be tonight's stream, and it's always good to have your input on decorating this for little details. Like, which chapter was it? The one where they go to Nomad City, and you guys help me choose the lighting in the room. That really helped a lot. Clumps of hair. That's a good idea. How am I going to do clumps of hair? I'll give that some thought as I'm going through this. Captain Inspire, thank you so much for the super chat there, and belated New Year back to you. And it's good to see you here as well. And again, thank you for the super chat. There should be a mustachioed guard. I don't have that many Wookiee character models, so Flippy, what I might do is leave that to your Photoshop skills once the scene's been rendered and released. I'm looking through my prop list for plants because I had the tree branches and stuff, but I can't remember where I put them. Cameron Hall, thank you. We wish we were able to help you in other ways. If the best way to help me is tell people about the series, post it on your social media pages, talk to your friends, just spread the word about it, get more people watching. That's the best way to help me, and I appreciate all of that. Where did I put those plants? You can tell I was really prepared for this stream. Alright. Okay, found them. Let's start with this one. Maybe there should be a poster or something that Wookiees hate, like a Trandoshan political campaign poster to make imprisoned Wookiees angry. I guess that could be done, but this is meant to be the jail. And I think angry Wookiees might try and escape. I think this might be a little bit too big. See, I realise it's a jail cell, so you can't really put too much in here. Because obviously you don't want to give prisoners access to anything they could potentially use to escape. But it's still a tree. So maybe something like that. The leader will support you. I'd have to find a Trandoshan character model to do that. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. I don't know though. I feel like as a free planet they're probably that branch is too spiky. That would be used as a weapon. That's branch 4. This one might work because it's kind of flat. Also completely untextured, but let's have a look. This is giving me Last of Us vibes with the fungus. Well, that kind of works. I'll leave that there and then I'll think about it. Right, what other branches have we got? This one is tiny. Again, I think that one would probably be too much of a weapon. Let's not have that one. I just realised what I need to do with that big branch stuff, the first one I put in. Let's see, what's this one look like? So the problem with branches is you can suck them off and use them as weapons. Like, no. Alright, let's go back to this. I've got a few more branches, but I don't think I'm going to have any more luck with them. So this big branch here, of a tree I guess, let's make a duplicate of it. And I realised too late that I made these windows frames far too square. Like, I feel like Wookiees would probably make them a little bit less. No, it's not going to... I don't know. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I made these Windows frames a bit too square, and I feel like the Wookiees would make them not necessarily quite that straight. It'd be a little bit more organic looking. So one solution would be to go back and remodel the room from scratch, which wouldn't really be my first choice. Let's try adding some more of this. Now I have to make the poster. You've inspired me, Darth. Well, good, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with. That was the wrong setting. Right, so I want it to match. There, that's close enough. This one can be a bit smaller. But if I position it carefully, maybe it will look... it's going to be slightly out of focus anyway, so it doesn't... maybe that way. Because then I can hide... a little bit more. Okay, let's make another duplicate of that. Yeah, different angle. Rotate it around. I guess it's only one-sided. What's needs to fix? That's the two-sided box. Okay, so we've got that, and let's position that. Where do we want it to be? Kind of like that, I think. Make it a little bit bigger. Or smaller. Yeah, a little bit smaller because the one on the I want to make another one and put it over down here, and that can be bigger. So rotate that around that way. Make it bigger. Rotate it a little bit more. Because I should have it on that setting. Yeah, that's better. Makes it a little bit easier. So hopefully when the camera's kind of here, I know it's still very square looking. Hey, great job guys. The whole team love your work. Keep the spirits up. Well, Straw Hat, thank you so much. I enjoy making this, and I'm glad that you'll enjoy it. FK, have you ever thought about building the characters in CC environment within Unreal? Yes, and I loaded up Unreal and I had no idea how to use it. But then I was very familiar with how to use iClone, so I just carried on using iClone, and then of course Omniverse was released, so I use that now for rendering. But I don't know, there's a temptation to learn Unreal, especially when I see what you do with it, which is always very impressive. Jason, yes, Wookiees, and Street Gamer, hello, and welcome. Okay. The camera keeps clipping behind the wall into the next cell. The next cells don't have anything in them because there's no need to. I feel like you'd pick it up pretty quickly. Well, maybe I have to have another look at it at some point. Like I said, what you do is very impressive with it. And I believe I could still render with Omniverse. Like, you can take your Unreal creation and load it into Omniverse, because I really like using Omniverse for rendering. Straw Hat, thank you so much. KO. I do appreciate that support, thank you. Okay, I'm happy with those branches there. How long do you renders do you take per shot? Okay, so that's going to depend on several factors, like how many characters there are and how detailed the scenes are. This particular scene, and time. This particular scene is 3 minutes long, and 3 minutes and 17 seconds. When I render it, it will take about 3 or 4 hours. Which I would normally leave running when I go to sleep, because then when I wake up in the morning, I've got a nice thing to look up when I wake up. I got something nice to watch. Is the ceiling extra high because the Wookiees are so tall? Yeah, the door is 3 meters tall when I modelled it. So a human character will come up to about here. Gabriel, can you say Yes, I can say that. A bottle of water. Why did you want me to say that? Right, so the next thing I'm going to bring in is one of these. And it's in the floor. So just raise it up. I want to put some vines in the room. Just leaves and things. Are you rendering entire scenes at once? I generally do mine shot by shot and then put them together in Premiere. Depends on the complexity of the scene. Most shots, if it's just a conversation, will, like this, I'll do the whole lot in one go. More complex stuff like battles, I will tend to break those up into smaller pieces for simplicity. Because I need to cut between many different things and you get a lot of stuff happening at once. It gets tricky. Sequence. Why is this in my feed? Because your feed thinks you need to watch behind the scenes making of a Star Wars fan film. That's awesome. Character's gonna look tiny because he's shorter than humans. Yeah, he is. So next to Leia, he comes up to her chest. I was just thinking of not wanting to get into trouble with the YouTube censors with that one. And of course Leia is... she's not very tall, so... next to Chewie, he's about twice... Chewie's about twice as tall. Right, here we go. Vines. Let's put that one in there. There we go. Krogan, hello, welcome. So yeah, going back to this all at once and shot by shot. One of the reasons I like rendering longer scenes is exactly so I can leave it rendering overnight. Because there's no point rendering something overnight that's going to take 20 minutes. Weirdly enough, when I did the space battle, when I re-rendered chapter 1, all those space shots of all the lasers and explosions, those would take about, let's see, 20 minutes each for the whole thing. So I probably spent maybe an hour rendering all of that space footage. It's characters that tend to slow it down and more elaborate sets, but of course in space when it's just nothing there. We must do a collab one day. You know what? I would be up for that completely. I'm sure we can figure out a way to combine our skills and rendering platforms. So, yeah, I'll be up for collaborating with you and seeing what we can come up with. So we're going to put this up on the wall. What's the best way to contact you? Because obviously, this is probably not the best place to talk about teaming up. Other than agreeing that it's a good idea. Alright. I think there's some more vines against the back of the wall. See, this is on quick mode rendering, so it's very basic looking, but I'm already much happier with it than I was when I did my test render. I'm happy with most of how it rendered out. Oops. But I just feel like it could be more. There we go. Let's check these camera angles out. So a lot of what I did over here is off the side of the screen. That's alright, I'll move those branches over here and they'll be more visible. Let's have a look. Maybe I should lower those vines hanging from the ceiling a bit. Yeah, okay, almost there. Let's go back. We're going to lower those. It's about there. Because you don't see the ceiling in the shot anyway, so that's alright. Actually, that's a good idea. This collection of vines here were barely visible, so I can cheat and have. Let's rotate it around. I want to. Oops. That's better. Mirror it that way. That's better. So if I have them hanging from the window like that, that should also help hide the fact that this is a straight line. I wish I'd thought about that when I was modelling it, but never mind. It's just I don't want to go back and redo the whole room from scratch. So, do it this way. I know I probably should go back and redo the room, but architecture is not necessarily my greatest skill. Right, let's check the camera on that. Sherry, hello, welcome. Could say Sherry is never late, but arrives precisely when she means to. Yeah, this is looking better. Might need something over here. So I know exactly what I put for that. Let's go through those vines, look better. Yeah, okay. Almost got it. Let's take these and put them over here. Now we want this one to be much bigger because it's got to cover a bigger piece of wall. So that should do the trick. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to quickly save it. Hoppy, hello and welcome. How many people are watching tonight? There's 13 of you. Excellent. I'm glad to see so many of you are here. Okay. Let's quickly check the camera feed for that. Yeah, that looks better. Hiding my silly straight edge design there. Right. So of course there's some scenes shot on the other side of this wall as well. So we need to do something out here. Now I'm not going to decorate the whole room because really the only parts you see are around the window here and around the door here. So let's see what can we do. Now I might take that. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's take the big tree branch. Since this is outside the actual jail cells, you've got a little bit more flexibility. Let's put that there. No, let's not put that there because that's in the middle of the air. Right, let's lower it down. Move it along. Okay, so one of the let me start again. One of the other thoughts I had was I looked at the most recent episode of Bad Batch, and there's some Wookiee buildings in it, and I looked at the way those were built on the interior. So there were some supports around the side of the room, which I think I wouldn't want to put them in here because the idea is you got the window and then the Wookiees guard, the Wookiee security forces can see the prisoner inside and there's nowhere to hide. So there's a piece of wall sticking out here, the prisoner could potentially hide behind it. So the prisoner needs to be visible at all times, so they're not going to have anything like that there. But out here, we could do something. Of course, not this over here. It's not visible, but around the door. Let's see. I'm looking at. Just looking at my selection of props. I know what I want, I'm just not quite sure where it is. Let's see. Should have it downloaded. I guess I'm not sure why it's not here. So these are the basic one because I don't want to spend all night looking for a. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't want to spend all night looking for a textured version of this. So what I want to do is have that go up to the ceiling, stretch out. Thank you, Floopy. That'll do. Rotate it about that way. And then duplicate it, bring it the other one over here, put it there. Yeah. So going to rotate it a little bit that way. See how far did I? -6 degrees. And I'll do the same thing for that one. Perfect. Now I want this dark brown texture here. I'm going to apply it to there and to there. And there we go. Instant detail. Nothing too fancy. It's going to be out of focus anyway, so it doesn't have to be fantastic. But it needs to be there. So let's see. Oh, you can't see it anyway. Never mind. Okay. Right, and the other thing I want to do is bring in some of these branches. So let's duplicate that one. That one can go there by the door. Give it bigger. Let's have a quick look. What do you all think of last week's Bad Batch episode? I don't want to give any spoilers away just yet, but let's just say that I found some of the locations very inspiring for this particular chapter. That'll do it. Okay. And then we need some for the other side of the window. One of the things I really liked about it was the way the Wookiee buildings looked from the exterior. I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. It's like when I was making them for Kashyyyk, I looked at some of the concept art and how they looked in a couple of video games that they appeared in and stuff like that, and of course Revenge of the Sith. The Revenge of the Sith, they kind of changed things around a little bit, because obviously in the expanded universe, the Wookiees don't really go down to the surface ever. They live up in the trees, and of course in Revenge of the Sith you see them on the surface of the planet with the the lake and so on. So I opted to go more towards the high tree living society, like the way it's described in the book, and wooden houses built around trees, similar to Ewok houses. Well, of course, the Ewoks were originally going to be Wookiees, so they kept the style of the villages and so on. So yeah, if you look in the background here, and then when I watched that episode of Bad Batch, it was nice to see it. They went for this kind of look. Obviously a little bit more detailed than I put into my buildings, because they've got a lot more. They've obviously got bigger teams working for them, but it's just nice to look at it and think, we were thinking the same thing. I believe Max Rebo and the Mantis were there, and when Darth Plagueis showed up, crazy. I'm so glad they killed Grand Moff Tarkin though. I didn't really like his character arc. Careful about the spoilers. Well, I'm saying it's a crazy. Yeah, it was. I mean, what really surprised me was when they had the. I don't know how they. I need to look into how they pulled it off. Obviously, there's a big rights issue, but when the Enterprise showed up, I didn't see that coming. Alright. When C-3PO started singing, see, what surprised me most about that was that he was not singing something I'd expect him to sing. He was singing the song from Titanic, and I think maybe that might have been a little bit out of place, but on the other hand, who could have ever predicted that happening? finds in and they don't show up. I have to be careful not to overdo it. These aren't the Klingons you're looking for. Alright, I think I'm happy with the background details there. It's possible I've overdone them a little bit. But, you know, you've got to do something. Alright, let me save that. And I think I might call it a night there, because what I want to do is decorate this set. And now I have. It's been great talking to all of you this evening. I would like to thank Straw Hat, Captain Spire, and Oakley for their very kind super chat support. It does mean a lot to me when people do that. But yeah, I just really enjoyed your company tonight, and I'm gonna have to look up Mara Jade action figures. I don't know how they got the rights to the Titanic song. I do. It's because Disney owned Fox, and Fox owns Titanic. So that's how they got it. It was nice to see you, and likewise. It kind of makes you wonder what's going to be in the next episode. Maybe they'll have some aliens and predators show up, because also owned by Disney. Excuse me. Babylon Galactica Wolf. Well, I kind of hope they save that one for the end of the season. It's the big showdown. But yeah, we've got a long way to go though. I think it's 16 episodes in the season, and we're on 5. Maybe the spaceship from Little Einsteins. I haven't actually seen that. Let me have a quick look. Oh yeah, I see it now. Little red thing. Very retro. Kind of got 60s sci-fi vibe. 50s, 60s. Whatever. But yeah, I think that's it for me tonight. So thank you all for coming. May the Thrawn be with you. I can't wait for you to all see this chapter. Oh yeah, before I go, I had one strange realization. This is the last chapter of 25 that I have to animate. I've done the other scenes for it, and I realised that this is the last time that Chewbacca shows up in the entire book. So once this scene is done and rendered, there's no more Chewbacca until we eventually get to Dark Force Rising, which is a strange thing to think about. Leia has an extra scene after this, but not till the very end. But yeah, may the Thrawn be with you. See you all next time. And again, thank you for those very kind super chats. Means a lot to me. So yeah, take care, have a good night, and see you again soon. Take care.